Staying with us, it's still the conversation, and today has been a bit hectic for some of us, but thank God Joy is here. Even our guest said, he experienced some of the traffic this morning. We hope by now, it is beginning to ease off. While we are here, let's talk about our business for today, which is grassroots development and security consciousness. What does that mean? A lot is being talked about safety, in our society, and while government at all levels, that is states, local government, and federal, are doing all they need to do to ensure that they're securing lives and property of people. But it doesn't end there. We as citizens, we as residents, also have a role to play, and that is where our guest will be coming in this morning. Razak Olukoba is a public affairs analyst to talk about our own role in community development and security consciousness. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's good to have you.
I forgot to add that he's a friend of the house. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So let's start this way by understanding what grassroots development really is. Let's start with knowing and understanding what grassroots development is before we get to security.
Grassroots is the first layer of the society, and it is the network that links other levels of society, which is the state and the federal government. It's actually the life wire of any society. It's where development begins, and it is the layer of a society that gives direction to whatever the state and the federal level will do. And looking at it from all angles, you will agree with me that everything that you want to do in a country is determined by the grassroots. The level of prosperity a country will have, security, development, healthcare sector, industrialization, which is the grassroots is where those materials come from. Everything depends on the grassroots. So for us to pay attention to our grassroots, it shows clearly that we are smart people. People who don't understand clearly are the people who toy with the grassroots. There's a conscious effort all over the world that people must not be allowed to leave the grassroots, because it's like the base, and once the base cracks, the entire edifice, the entire structure will definitely collapse. One of the challenges we face in the last 10, 20, 25 years back, when people began to pay attention to it, was the flights people took from the grassroots. People were leaving the grassroots and thinking that is the next level of the society that is the main because grassroots actually means the local level. So we don't pay attention to it, and people who you want me to supply your lifeline, and you didn't pay attention to me. So there's that migration from grassroots to the next level of the society, which is the state level. But today, we have realized, we have learned our lesson. There's no government that deals with the grassroots again. And that's why if you look at all the states, and there's a department that sees to that. In Lagos, it is called local government and community affairs. They pay sufficient attention to capital development and what is essentially needed to be able to sustain the state is what that ministry takes care of. And it's the reason why in Lagos today, it don't seem to have challenges like we have in other states stemming from security challenges, because the grassroots and the local level is where criminals are majorly harbored. So if you don't pay attention to it, the peace you have in the metropolitan will be castrated.
So are you trying to say that it was, in other states, grassroots has been neglected, especially in states where we have this abductions, this banditry, terrorism going on? Is it because the grassroots is not being paid attention to. This, if I can say it that way.
That's correct, because you see, security is not only about guns and bullets. There's the political security, there's the environmental security, there's cultural security, there's political security. Before you come to the policing, that's guns and bullets. When it comes to environmental security, it has to do with what are the things that portend dangers in the environment. And as an expert in chartered public administrator and the political science thoughts, we will always advise people in government to learn how to plan for the future. Because if you plan for bad days, you always have your good days. So the way to do it in this sense is to ensure that what is needed at the grassroots in terms of healthcare facility, road network, ensuring their farms are provided with equipment to take care of, such that you will not have any reason to want to come to the metropolitan, the urban center. And that's the case with Nigeria. Go to Lagos, come to Lagos, go to Kano, Port Harcourt. In Port Harcourt, people from the suburbs in Bayelsa, the suburbs in Rivers State are living in Port Harcourt. Because they hear of the story of good news that is going on in Port Harcourt. The same thing in Kano, Kaduna. All the people in the suburbs, the grassroots, the local in the north are in Kano and Kaduna. So, and the same thing with Lagos too. If you look at the example of Kwara, 90% of prominent people in Oro are living in Lagos. Criminal pastor.
In Lagos Island.
Lagos Island. Oh. The same thing with the people of Ijebu, Abeokuta, all of them. They are in Lagos, in Ibadan. All of them have come to Lagos. They are looking for criminal pastor. Now, if the government of their states, who took their budget, the way Lagos is taking its own budget, to do what Lagos is doing, people won't abandon Oro, they won't abandon Isie, they will not abandon Oyo, the suburbs in Oyo, they won't abandon Ado everywhere. So, local government administration is important to us. Now, that's why people don't know when they say that everywhere should be urbanized. That's its own danger. And one of the dangers is security. Because urbanizing everywhere means that the livelihood of people at the urban center will be cut short. Because that's where you take your raw materials, where you bring things to the urban center. So, like we have said, an attention that has been paid to people at the grassroots level is not sufficient. Look at what is happening in Kwara today. Can you imagine 10 young men with gun overrun a village of about 500,000 people? That's not too good. Where are the police posts? Where are efforts there to ensure that when emergencies happen, earthwise is taken care of? Where are the road networks? The whole of Kwara North, the farming that is going on can fill the whole of West Africa. Baruti, Kayoma, all those places, they are great farmers. But if you want to move from that place to London, it's like journey of here to Madugu in terms of hours you spend as a result of bad road. So that axis is also not taken care of. And food plays very central role in security. When people, the food network is cut off, that's a problem. Prices are going to be skyrocketed. And desperation for survival in terms of sticking for unconventional army also increase. So there's nothing you want to do to people at the grassroots level that will say it is too much. And Lagos got it very correctly. If you look at all the agencies which is being thoroughly funded by the current governor, you won't see the link between direct security. You will not see it until it stops. Until last one did not work again. Until neighborhood did not work again. Until all those agencies do not. That's when you say, oh, who are the people responsible for? That's when you now see the link. The day environmental collapse, you see the link between it and security. The day our trackers are not well phone are hijacked, that's when you know. And production time is 6 hours that you spend on traffic every day. There's no country that can prosper like that. And that's why you see Lagos want traffic to move constantly. You should spend 3 hours going to the office in the morning, going home 3 hours. That's production time. And Adam Smith wrote a book, 799 pages. I've read it 4 times, 799 pages. Says that what determines the prosperity is production. The prosperity of it is production. So when production time is spent in traffic, the economy cannot move. So Lagos is the backbone of the economy of Nigeria. And that is why you need someone who is sophisticated at all times to be the governor of Lagos State.
Okay.
And I've always been having that luck since Tinubu's time, up onto Fashola and now Sanwo-Olu's time. There's that sophistication there. Okay. And that's why he could survive NSAIDs, he could survive COVID-19, all the political the challenges he could survive. That's the sophistication in him.
And there's a blueprint that, you know, they are all following since 1999.
Yes.
I'm glad you've talked about strengthening community structures and the current state of community development here in Lagos. But let's talk about barriers now preventing, you know, these community leaders in development.
Well, is it the people, which is the third leg of our society stands, is a tripod. The system you run, the leadership, and the people. The people seems to be ombudsman. You know, ombudsman is public complaint commission. Yeah. We complain without knowing that we have our own responsibility as a people. And one of the first responsibility is to first admit that this is our government too.
Government, okay.
You vote for Tinubu, you vote for Sanwo-Olu or not, you must first admit. One of the first level of error, you should be thinking that Tinubu is not my president. And your son did his exam, entrance exam yesterday. They asked him in the exam, who is the president? You say it's Tinubu. So in your own consciousness, that is damaging to you.
Or this current national anthem is not.
Yes. Yeah. So the first thing you must first admit is that someone has become a president already. Someone has become a governor already. How will I get the best out of him? That should be our first responsibility as a people. It's not sabotage.
Whether you like him or not.
Whether you like him or not. Too. And whether he so likes you or not, the vote you got from your area will not determine the development you will do there. It will definitely touch your area. And that's the yardstick Lagos has been using at all time. That development must touch everywhere. So the people must first admit that this is my government too. Then you then proceed to be patriotic. And patriotic starts from outlining your own responsibility too. The government has its own. You must have a time where you must ask yourself that what's my role in the society? We made television station, we made Biro, we made Clue. Who did it? It's production. What is my own level of production and contribution to the society too? So you must outline it. Okay. Give yourself a roadmap. And the first thing is, what do I need to give this government to perform? I am earning my money. Am I paying tax? We did our own census. I don't know where government got its own census. Or we did our own census by direct interview. Unconsciously, people don't know. Out of 100 people that we have interviewed, we discovered that about 70 people don't even have any means of contributing to the purse of the government. They don't pay tax. And that's wrong.
Not that they don't have, or they do.
They don't
pay.
Refuse
they refuse to pay. Okay. And the dragnet, you know, Lagos is expanding its dragnet all the time. Okay. Lagos is even the state, even more than the federal government, where taxes are mostly paid by the people. So they don't pay tax. That's not too good. And that's why, with this kind of orientation, you must know that any working society in the world, any working entity is a taxing entity. You go to London, you say, I'm paying tax. Yeah, you are enjoying it. That's why you say in Nigeria, those things don't work. But things are working, you must pay tax. Where do you think you get the money to service it? Manna don't fall from heaven.
Well, trust is also
so it's important to tax, to pay your tax. Yes. One of the first level of trust is to
pay your tax.
Pay your tax.
Yeah.
Then defend the institutions. It's not when only one answers want to burn them somewhere down that you do. No, that's not. Part of defense is the program and policy of the government. Don't be the first person to bring out camera when a last man wants to arrest lawbreakers. No, it's not. It doesn't hate him. He broke down the law. I will not. That's why I don't want to vote APC. This last Martin, 25 million people in less than 1,000 square kilometers of road. How do we live if you don't have difficult laws? Don't park here. So you live in Lagos. You must admit that you must obey difficult law. That's part of the responsibility of the people that know in Lagos. Pata don't take your car out if you don't know the laws. Go by public bus. So those laws, you must then come to the government. Anytime you want to critique, the critique should not be damaging. I want Tinubu to do state police. Tinubu is my comrade. I want him to do. I want to demonstrate. Be careful in the language you are going to use. If I start insulting the president. He won't understand what I'm. So in Lagos too, if you want to correct Sanwo-Olu, if you want to correct the Commissioner of Environment, if you want to tell them the money they are paying on land use charge is too much, if you want to talk about Commissioner for Ed, if you want to talk about Tokunbo Wab, if you want to talk about the chief of staff or SI to the government, mind the language you are using. Use a language that people will understand what you are saying. Don't start by saying that government of Lagos State is responsive. Nobody will listen to such a critique. But if you have to be academic in your critique. I've seen somebody who has not seen anything good in government, but it makes sense in what he wrote all the time. He doesn't insult. He will do an academic analysis, and I'll pick from it. And I wish to engage the people, and that change is going. So if you want, as a people, as someone who recognizes that this is my government too, and a state government will also give services that is sickening to the people. And healthy government will give an early services to the people. So do things that will inspire someone to do more, that will inspire the deputy governor to do more, that will inspire all the people in Lagos to do more. Your local government chairman, your councillor, do things that will inspire to do. They can't know everything. That's why you are there. You have to supervise them. You have to let them know. And the government must also do more engagement.
Okay, still
one thing government of Lagos is good for is talking to the people. They know how to do that. So they do. They don't have to stop. Keep talking to the people. Keep talking to the people. Keep talking to the people. In a way, policy of federal government at times is Lagos that let the people understand what the federal government is saying at times. So we want them to keep doing that so that that equilibrium can be struck. Once you struck that equilibrium, we will get to where we are going. It might be difficult, it might be rough, but we'll get there.
Okay, we'll get there. So let's now link, let's connect development and security now.
Yes, still on development now. Just last week, Governor Sanwo-Olu commended the CDAs in Lagos for their self-help projects that most of them have done in their locality, and how it is also helping to support government. And because riding on what you have said, that the people have their own role to play in ensuring that you have to admit that this is our government. So I'd also like you to lend your voice on your thoughts on some of this, or most of the CDAs that we have across the state, their self-help projects, and how they're also helping to contribute to development in the state.
Yes. There's no way I live that people don't lap on my image as an activist. There's no way I live I don't lap on that. I am going to now conduct.
An activist?
Yes, an activist.
Or an active citizen?
No, I mean as an activist. Okay. No, people see me on radio for the last 30 years, they know me. So the people, my CD used to lap on that to say that, comrade, please, can you help us persuade people to pay their dues?
So that you have a voice.
So the day they want to do that enforcement, I'm always with some of them, so that we'll settle the file to explain to people that, see, the money you are seeing, the security men, I'm not the one paying them, the money you pay.
I know why I said active citizens, because people look at activists as,
yes.
just counter.
Okay.
So, and that's part of what we will see the CDA doing. In fact, the mood there in Lagos, all the states in the country should come and look at it and take it to their state. If Kwara had adopted that, if Kano, Jigawa and Ross had adopted that, I think in the security will not be at this point we are today. Because the CDAs are actually the Olufufu of the state government. Something is going on before you know it. If someone is erecting a building in any area, it's not the government official at time that tells the LASCA. No, it's the community. And the consciousness has gotten to that level through what the government had with CDA, what the CDA had with the citizens as well. So there's nowhere in Lagos today that heinous crime is being committed that in less than an hour, authorities are sad about it. So that communication should not be broken, and it should be sustained. Whatever we are going to do to ensure it's sustained, we have to do it. And for the CDA too, they need to engage, increase the level of their engagement. Tax drive, consciousness about security, health matters, environmental issues, because those are areas of challenges that we have to combat. In Lagos, you still see people when it's raining. They brought out foam. Is it foam in English? So that we not got us to look at good language number. Foam that we used to sleep. Foam. I don't know how that one will pass through drainage. You see people throw foam inside when there's a flood.
Like their mattresses?
Yes, mattresses. Up to today in Lagos, you say, Why are people behaving like that? It's part of what the government is doing. So the CDA need to increase the level of engagement when it comes to environmental protection. We analyze the environment. So it's looking good, and it must be sustained, particularly at the moment where we know that naturally criminals all over the country will be running down to Lagos. It's when they get here that they know that they can't survive here. So they conform. You think Boko Haram is not in Lagos? It's in Lagos because they conform. They can't do anything in Lagos. I swear, Babi, the IPOB, all short of people run away from their own state as a criminal, when they get to Lagos, they conform. Because we are watching each other in Lagos. We are doing everything in Lagos that once you become a convert, you become a proper citizen. Look at the governor. Did he look like an April or a Boko Haram member? Does he send anything at all to encourage us? Well, unlike what people are saying that they are our brother. You can't see any government Lagos are saying that we're saying that. Criminal must be, you have to go after every criminal. So the moment you come into Lagos, there's that level of conformity. And kudos to the government. And like I said, the CDA. Constantly, we have been progressive as citizens in Lagos. Because we must give it to ourselves. When I go back to my state, I use state as a yardstick.
Where's your state?
I'm from Kwara.
You should know that because you have been mentioning
I just wanted you to say it.
I use it as a yardstick. When you go back to your state too, we have to admit that you use Lagos as a yardstick. So that's progressive. That if you go to Lagos, everywhere cannot be in darkness like this. And it is true. This can be happening in Lagos. The moment you leave Lagos, you become an apostle of Lagos State. If you go to Lagos, so we are progressive citizens. And that's why constantly, when it comes to election time, no matter the disagreement, we always, our political sense, we always come back to it. See, this thing has been going, this good thing has been going on for long ago. Don't let us truncate it too. The danger of change, citizens in Lagos know that. So they go back to the old partner, the old roots, and they vote the appropriate person. So we have always been progressive. So these three levels of governance in government, the system, and the people has tremendously helped the grassroots development in Lagos, and it is complementing the security work. And this is the time we have to talk about grassroots development more. This is the time we have to pay sufficient attention to Lagos. What determines productivity is when you have security that you talk about inviting people to come and invest in your state too. It's when you have that discussion about health. And Lagos is delicate. Lagos is very delicate. So that's why this kind of program, for people who are watching us at home, you must do everything to make sure that Lagos works. And to cap it up, I commend the Lagos State government for asking for a special status for Lagos State. There is no state, country in the world that does not have its own Lagos. London is for Britain. New York is for America. Johannesburg is for South Africa. Cairo is for Egypt. And Lagos is for Nigeria. They get some level of intervention from the federal government. It's our own Lagos in Nigeria that is getting zero intervention. That's not how nation grow. The burden of all the states in the country, the burden of Igbira people, the burden of Ijaw people, the burden of Igbo people, the burden of Hausa people, the burden of Yoruba people in other 5 states, is what Lagos is carrying. And there's a limit to which the budget of Lagos can carry. There's a limit. What Lagos government is doing has gone and has exceeded it. The state has done its bit. What we need to do is a complementary role from the federal government. So if you want to touch the grassroots the more, if you want to secure Lagos State the more, there must be that intervention. In the first instance, the budget of Lagos is not meant to buy guns and bullets for federal police. That's why we have that trust fund. We want the federal government to do something about the trust fund in Lagos so that the police in Lagos will have more access to guns, more access to their vehicle, and then there will be more environmental, grassroots development in Lagos State. We want the government to be more vociferous about it. It's not being beggarly. It's just to be able to do more for the people of Lagos State. A state that houses 52% of the economy of a nation is a state that you must pay attention to as a nation. Everybody must pay attention to Lagos. There is nobody in Lagos that is not feeding about 10, 15 people outside Lagos. Am I correct?
Sure.
There are
Yes,
people who
yes,
send money to
families.
constantly.
Just, yeah.
And there are people who send money constantly. So, which means this is a very big part that must also protect. So, we must join Lagos State government in demanding for that call from the federal government. There are commissions. Southwest Commission, Northwest Commission. What do they do? Is to put extra naira and kobo in their pocket to be able to take care of their region. So, and Lagos must not be seen as a Yoruba region.
Okay.
The people of Lagos must be seen as that. So, to sustain the good work at the grassroots level, to sustain the security of the state, given what is going on in the country today, it is very, very important that we get our intervention we want from the federal government.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lokova. I said something earlier during the intro of this segment of the program. I said we all have a role to play, you know, in securing our immediate community. And I want to find out from you, how can residents now be more proactive, you know, for security or insecurity consciousness in their community?
If you don't play the role, we are doing that at our own school. One of the consequences is what you are seeing today. Before now, in the north, starting from the 70s to 80s, they were the Metacenes. Metacene is a religious sect that came in from Nigeria Republic.
Are those the ones that attacked the people in Zango Kataf?
No, Zango Kataf is a different
one. Okay.
They came in like the Boko Haram. Is the older version of Boko Haram.
Boko Haram.
Then the people in the community knew them, and they did nothing until they became what they become today. If you look at the remaining regions, the moment you have challenges like that, people rise up to the occasion. So we have seen the result of not paying attention to what is going on around our environment. We have seen the consequence. And that's why today, many attempts by bandits, cattle rustlers, kidnappers were botched because of what you have said. People now pay attention.
Okay.
And it must not stop. Everybody is a police officer by the Constitution of Nigeria. You can't arrest, you must inform the police. You can't prosecute, you must give intelligence to the police. And that which brings me to the whole question of the local interventions in terms of security. I want to avoid it today, but you see, there's no how you talk about the truth. You can't hide it. You have to come back. A lot
of states are now coming together to ask for.
They have to hasten.
State police.
They have to hasten it up. I had a senator from Kano today talking about the danger of state police, and I said, see, this is how people don't understand the concept, and they misunderstood it. State police is not completely independent. The federal police will be a captain of the process. They will federalize any state police that becomes the personal bodyguard of a politician, just like what Tinubu did in Rivers. Any state police, federal police will federalize it. So, because in information giving, I am not a Yoruba man. It's a barrier to intelligence. You won't open up to me. So that's why there must be that law that will hasten the legality of local police, legitimize state police, so that it can come up. So that when I have something to say, it's my brother, I will tell my brother. And see, in your state,
and then you can trust.
I can trust my brother. It's natural all over the world.
Yes, yeah.
The question of identity is a natural thing all over the world. It's God that created it. It's a natural thing. That's why we have minority language in the Union Parliament. It's because of this identity. So because as a result of that, security also becomes more robust when it is my people that is securing me. I will open up to him. So it's important for that effort that is going on, that the federal government is discussing with the state government among themselves to quickly do something about it. When you are in your locality, you know your terrain, you know everything about your state, you know when strange people comes in, because it's the federal police at times, they became confused on certain things when it comes to handling these kidnapping issues. When they get to the station, in fairness to them, they don't know how to handle it. But if it's a locality, they will be able to explain to each person that if you are coming to my region, knife is not a dressing regalia in this region. In the north, it might be a part of your dressing regalia to put a dagger here. It's taken in the north. And they don't abuse it in the north. But immediately you are coming here, the moment we see you like that, it heightens tension. So there must be layer. In some states, for instance in America, in some states, you cannot record the voice of somebody when you are talking. In some states, you say, what's big in you can record it. In some states, when someone kills, you can't kill him back in their law. You can, the most you can give is to give him a life sentence. And the argument is that maybe you have a change of heart sometime in the future, or you become a model for saying that if you kill, you are going to spend the rest of your life. So every state has their own peculiarity, informed by where they are coming from, their culture, who they are. So that's why we won't have a universal law that must bind us all together. No. See, I keep giving an example of the Igbo people. When I go to my Igbo people, they call each other by name. And I quickly correct. Igbo has a way they respect themselves. No, even if they call themselves by name, is that not correct? They have another way. So in your own area that you call yourself Egbo Boda, don't stop your own, because where they will respect that themselves, you are not going to be there. It's not going to be known to you. The white people call themselves by their name, but they pay attention to body gesture, the way you express, the way you talk to them. They pay attention to it. That's why respect is injected. So we can't have a universal law that will bind us as a people in Nigeria. The same thing security. We can't have a one IG that will say today there must be roadblock all over the country. You can't walk. You can't be putting roadblock in Lagos when we are talking about traffic, movement of traffic. You are still putting roadblock again. So in Lagos, we have the neighborhood, we have the last mile, we have all sorts of agencies that keep watching. We don't have to shut everywhere down. But there are states that you must shut it down. That's their state. So we have to hasten up to quickly achieve this so that we won't be taking a step forward, 10 steps backward. All we are doing is a policy matter. And the challenge we have is institutional matter. Institutions, state police, local police, forest police, cosmopolitan police, train police, sea police. That's what institutions. It's not a policy thing, that discussion that we make an effort. It's a committee. It's not a committee thing. It's not a reform. It's an institutional thing. Institution. We have to do that.
That should be addressed immediately.
So it's not a it's not an advocacy. There must be an institution. So if you do all this, you will know that the prosperity of any nation is tied to grassroots development. It's tied to how safe their countries, their country is. Go and look at all the countries in the world that prosper today. They pay attention to all these two things. The grassroots development. When you travel between countries in the world, you see land farms. Farmers don't even pay, almost as if they don't pay for water and electricity. They give them enough security. It is when people in this state, in this country, pay attention to that local level. Is that time the local government will be able to give farmers equipment.
Still talking about local government, because you've mentioned local government chairman now, because again, this grassroots we are talking about, they are the local government, the LCDAs and all that. And so for the local government and LCDA chairman in Lagos, they are all marking 100 days in office since they got into power. And so for you, what is your opinion about how far they have done, or how well they have fared within this first 100 days? And then what are your expectations moving forward?
If I want to be emotional, I would say they have more money in their pockets and things like that. But as an expert, opinion, we are not supposed to be driven by emotions.
By emotions, yeah.
A lawyer will tell you whether you are, the law you have committed, you will go to jail with this law. The family say, no, I rebuke it in Jesus' name. Inshallah, you will not go. But that's what the law says. So, see, this is how we are going to mark 400 days in office by local government chairman. And we may not likely be able to point at what they have done. We are talking about autonomy within the states. People must took it. Anything our government wants to do, they always misunderstand it. When we talk about state police, they brought forest police. That's not state police. When we talk about conference, Jonathan did his own conference. Obasanjo did his own. We were here always discussing it every day. Autonomy of local government is autonomy from state government. The state government should give them freedom to spend their money, give them their money. You can't remove local government and give them a direct access to federal government. We are going to be talking about this in 10 years' time. And it's a step forward, 10 steps backward. So, but now that has happened, people must be up and coming. They have done 100 days in office, so go and ask what is wrong with your money. Then ask them what is wrong with your drainage. Because before now, they have a universal plan, all the state and local government. Each local government has its own blueprint now, different from the state, because they are collecting their money from Abuja. But if they are collecting money from one pot, when there's a state road, local government road will come like this. When it does its own, it must be at the same time that the state will do its own. But today, local government will say, I'm not ready to do my own road. That's the area of friction, and that is why the people must be in between them. You must work them together. Every local government, 50 local government must be forced to work together with the state government until we are able to correct it. So 100 days in office, you must be able to show something for it. All our drainage should be gone. Healthcare sector, the policing system, everybody must be funded, because the money you are taking out is huge. And that is why I want to tell everybody that America will not be the one to come and ask your local government how is spending your money. It's not international community. It's not our Israelites in the Bible or a jihadist in the Quran that will come and fight for local government. No. The moment that has happened now, the role of accounting, asking for accountability, now falls on me and you. So don't tell anybody that your government chairman is not working. You must be active now. This is the time all young men, era of entertainment, all the young men knows how much Ronaldo is earning. You know how much Messi is earning. I don't know whether that's the best footballer in the country, in the world today. But they don't know how much their local government chairman is earning. They don't know how much their local government is earning every month. That is wrong for every young people not to know.
Are they going to go
You must know the budget of your local government. You must then ask them to justify the 500 million you have collected this month. What have you done with it? What have you done with it? Not basketballing, not betting. You must be able to understand why you collected 500 million last month, this month for three consecutive times. That's 1.5 billion, for instance. So what have you done with after payment of salary? You must be able to give us. The youth in the area must fund themselves into group, form WhatsApp group. Add your local government chair, since you have your number, and ask them the question: what have you done with our money? We need security, we need healthcare. Our nurses are not paying salary. We're on strike now. It's not the role of state government to pay for all those people. It's the local government chairman. Why did not pitch?
The youth can go and ask if they've not gone there ahead to ask for money for naming ceremony for their burial ceremony for their father and all of that.
Christmas is here.
What they normally do. Christmas.
Get it December.
No, this they get together. This jamboree they used to do. Carnival. You know. Okay. So there is the money for your road that you are collecting for carnival. So there must be that change. Part of what you have said that it is important for that consciousness from our people. That I was just talking to someone who did Bapada for me that at one time I was saying about the Biafra. I said, I don't know anything about as at your age, I've been out of school already because of financial priority. So you must know your society, you must know the chairman of your local government, you must know your councillors, you must know how much they have collected. Why are you not living in our community again? Why did you suddenly become someone who lives in Lekki, whereas we voted for you in Agege?
Time will not permit us to continue this conversation because this is, it's a serious one that we must have. We must thank you again, Razak Olokwaba, for your time on the conversation. And from what we have said, consciousness must arise. Everyone must be an active participant in ensuring that the security development of our community is ahead. Thank you so much again for your time on the conversation. The program continues shortly. Stay with us.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.